I used to charge $25 for a car wash as a mobile detailer, and now we charge between $50 to $110 and they bring it to the shop. So today I'm gonna break down why we changed our pricing and how you can use this and implement it into your business. And if you are struggling with pricing your services, or maybe what services you should offer in your business, click the link down below. I have a 8 services you can offer guide, which goes over the 8 services you can offer, the price range you can price them, what's included in each service, and kind of goes more into detail of what those services include. Click the link down below, download it, and put it to use. Now remember, these are our prices in our area and our business. What you charge will be different because of your area, your services, and your business. So don't get too stuck on the specific pricing of everything. So when I was charging $25 for a wash, I was primarily a mobile detailer. And that's already kind of bad because being a mobile detailer and going out for these smaller price services isn't really worth it. Now, I wouldn't really ever go out for just a wash. It's typically a wash and like a few other services that they included. But at the time, I didn't really give it any thought to it, right? Like even the name of the service was called a basic wash and it was $25. And for what I was doing, it wasn't really basic, right? Especially if you compare it to like a car wash lot where, you know, they just get cars in and out as quickly as they can. Because I was still cleaning the wheels, the inner barrels, the tires, the fender wells. I would obviously wash the vehicle, clean the door jambs, clean the glass. And, you know, again, compared to like a car wash lot, that's not a basic wash, right? So I didn't put much thought process into it, and it wasn't until I linked up with Lex where we were doing these basic washes, and at some point I'm like, man, we sure are doing a lot of work for what we're charging, right? Because the customer is getting a very premium service, right, with the level of service that we're doing it. And we're mobile detailers that, you know, and I specifically remember the job site that we were at. We were doing 2 vehicles and we were trying to manage the schedule. I was like, man, we have these 2 washes, but then we have these like other jobs that we have to get to. And at that moment I was like, yeah, we're doing quite a bit of work for like the $30 that we're charging. We should really change this because like this isn't really gonna work out. And again, it's not like I was doing a ton of washes anyways, but it's like, yeah, this isn't really working out. So the next step to that was we were seeing what we were doing. And again, like we were also doing a spray wax at the end of the wash. That way it has some level of shine and protection. So afterwards we're like, yeah, let's change it up then. So that's what changed from just a basic wash, and we changed the name to a premium wash, right? It's not a big deal, but you know, you kind of want to match the name of the service to the level of service that you're offering, right? So we changed it from a basic wash to a premium wash. And the prices went from, you know, $25, $35, $40 to minimum $50 starting, and now we charge up to $110. That's typically going to be like on a bigger size truck or SUV or something. But now the prices range between $50 to $110. And we kept on doing the same thing. Like nothing really changed, right? It just, we're now charging accordingly for the kind of service that we're doing. Now, a big thing with this is that we're not looking to max out our schedule with a bunch of washes. Like that's not a part of the plan at all. If we book no washes for the week, for the month, that's not a big deal because like, again, that's not our primary focus. And you know, now that we're primarily shop-based, we don't get just a wash. Like customers don't just come to us for, every now and then you do, don't get me wrong, but customers don't come to us for just a premium wash. Now they will come to us for a maintenance detail. Like right now we have an SUV in the shop that we corrected and coded their vehicle and they brought it back 2 weeks later, and now we're gonna do a maintenance detail on it. That's different. But for customers that just solely want a wash, that doesn't really happen. They might get a full interior cleaning and a wash. They might want a wash, a headlight restoration, a mini interior detail, and an engine detail. But rarely do they ever just come in for a wash. And the reason I say that is because we also don't focus on maintenance details. Like we get them in because we either do a correction and coding on a customer, maybe they got their vehicle corrected and coded somewhere else and they moved, or we're closer to them, so now they want to bring it to us. In that regard, we still have like quite a few maintenance clients per month that bring it to our shop. We don't go mobile anymore. They bring it to our shop. But it's not a main focus because maintenance details, although the reoccurring revenue part or them coming back over and over sounds great, it can hinder your potential as far as your schedule, because if you get more and more maintenance details or more like washes and such, you have to give up your schedule for these smaller price services when you can go and like book in some higher price job. Not even like a correction and coating, but like if there's a detail that's worth $400, whatever services that might be, booking in that is better than booking a bunch of like small one-off jobs, because like they're just maintenance details, right? So even when we were mobile, we didn't focus on maintenance details. It would kill our schedule, because if you want to maintain, I don't know, even 5 vehicles a day, if you could line everyone up to be on a Friday or a single day, and you're able to hit all those markers every single time, it might work out, but you're still capped off, right? So for us, we never made maintenance details or washes a primary focus. So when we raise our prices up to $50 to $110, that's because one, we don't want that many washes on our schedule, and then 2, the type of customer that pays for that level of service is just gonna be different, right? If someone just want a car wash, like, hey, I don't care, just wash my car, you could drive 3 miles any which way around our shop and you'll find car wash lots or automated car washes or self-serve car washes. Like, that's not a problem. So if someone does pay for our car wash, it's because they want that level of service. Now, I will say there are times where a customer just really doesn't care about that. Like maybe they're coming in for a full interior cleaning and some other service, right? And they're, hey, can you just wash my car? Like, I really don't care. Can you just wash it? With that one, because you can tell, like, I'm already here. Like, I'm here at your shop, but I don't need to pay $60 for a wash. Can you just like wipe it down real quick? So and again, that happens very rarely too, but when we see that kind of customer where they care more about the interior, they don't really care about the exterior, or maybe like they want to get their car washed, but like it's heavily oxidized or there's paint chipping, we're not gonna go through the same process, because like the premium wash doesn't really match either how they care about their vehicle or the condition of the vehicle. So sometimes we'll charge $30, $35, because hey, they don't really care. Like, let's just clean the outer face of the wheel, the tires, wash the vehicle, and like a quick job. So we'll still alter our service, but again, that's that maybe happens like once a month, if that. So the way we go about raising our prices is we basically just raise our prices right then and there. So for instance, there's gonna be 2 main examples. If there's a previous customer that was using us for a maintenance detail that, you know, previously contacted us for a wash and we serviced them, we'll tell them, look, and we'll word it differently, but just to paraphrase quickly here in this video, is that we'll basically say, hey, we've raised our prices. We will do 1 more service at the previous rates, and then moving forward, if you'd like to use us again, we'll do the service at the upgraded price, right? That way they have like 1 buffer service of like, oh, okay, well, you know, I'll just use them 1 more time and at that old price range. So that's how we handle pre-existing customers. Like, hey, we'll give you 1 more service at the old price, and then moving forward, it'll be the new price. Now, for any new customers that we haven't serviced, it's our first time, they just automatically get the higher price. We don't announce anything on social media. We don't like make this, like send out letters, because it happens immediately, right? Because over the year, we might change the prices a little bit here, a little bit there. I mean, not that it happens all that often, but I'm saying like we don't make this big announcement, because prices are always changing based on the size and condition of the vehicle, right? Like I can't say, hey, we're increasing our rates by $100 on this service, but then if a car comes and it's like in better condition, well, it's gonna be less because it's in better condition, you know? So we don't make this grand announcement every single time we're gonna make a pricing change. But we use that same method of pricing for every service every time. So when we introduce smoke odor removal services, right? We just started charging for it. We didn't announce a new service or announce a starter price for our first 10 customers. It was just, hey, we're charging now $500 for the smoke odor. And you can basically do the exact same thing in your business. Now, if you might be saying, oh, well, like, I don't want to lose customers by raising my price, or, hey, well, I primarily focus on washes, so what I do? It's like, well, that's on you to figure out, right? Because again, for us, washes is not a big thing. Maintenance details, we get those from our correction and coatings, or vehicles that are corrected and coated, or the customer that really appreciates their vehicle. But it's not like, hey, we want to grow our maintenance details to 30 customers this month. That's not our plan. So for us, if someone comes to us that just wants to wash, it's okay if we don't book them in because that's not our primary focus. If they want to pay that price, that's absolutely fine. We'll be more than glad to handle that wash. But again, it's not a focus of ours. And that's something you might have to look into your business, right? Like, is our maintenance details, car washes, is that something that you should be focusing on, right? Because if you're saying, oh, well, man, I really want to get into correction and coatings, or man, I really want to do these higher ticket services, and then you look at your schedule and you're like, man, we have so many small jobs. Well, look, there you go. Like, is that something you should keep on doing? Why do you keep on booking in these smaller price services, and where are the bigger jobs, right? Are you kind of pushing away, or you're not able to book in the higher price jobs because your schedule is filled with the smaller price services, right? Or is it maybe because like you just haven't had time to actually market your bigger services that you just keep on taking in these small jobs? Like, it's really something you have to audit, right? Because it's the same thing of like, if you keep on getting these like cheap customers that always want to fight you on the price and aren't good to work with, well, why do you keep on booking them in? Like, where are the good customers? Where are the customers that want to work with you, right? Is it that you can't really book them in because you're so busy with the bad customers, or you haven't worked on your business, on your marketing enough to attract the better paying customers? And like, if you don't free up your schedule to focus on your business, to market and attract the right kind of customers, well, then your business is always going to be stuck in this area that you don't want it to be, right? You're always going to have to charge cheaper prices or work with the not so ideal customers. So again, like, you really have to audit your business, see what you can do. But the same strategy method of how we introduce services or how we change our prices can be directly applied to your business. And one thing that I saw when we were looking to getting a shop is a lot of mobile detailers said that like you would lose your maintenance clients or your maintenance details because you're no longer mobile. And I kind of believed that at first, but now it's just like, it's not true, because like we still have a lot of customers, not a lot, but we do have quite a few customers bring their vehicle to us maybe monthly, maybe bi-weekly, maybe once a quarter, maybe twice a year for like a maintenance style detail, whether it is just a wash and like a quick interior or more like a reset for the year. But we still get plenty of like reoccurring, repeating maintenance or whatever kind of details every single month, and they bring it here to the shop. That's just one thing that I kind of wanted to point out, because I remember like thinking about getting a shop. That's what a lot of people said, like, oh, you're gonna lose a lot of customers because you're no longer mobile and they're not gonna want to bring it to the shop. And that's just not a thing, because there's a lot of customers now that we get that never knew we were mobile detailers, which is kind of crazy, because I've been a mobile detailer for like 14 years. But we have customers now that don't even know we had a mobile van. They just know us for, oh, they have a shop. So that's just like kind of something interesting I wanted to point out. But I'll go ahead and end the video right there. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below, and I'll talk to you on the next one.